Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. So, my name is Michelle, and I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I combine my knowledge of astrology with my intuition. And this will be reflected today in this video. So, today I will talk about the upcoming full moon total lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces. This is also called a blood moon because the Earth is moving exactly between the sun and the moon. So the moon is in Earth's complete shadow. Okay. And this is pretty major. So this full moon is going to be on steroids, and it will happen on the 7th of September at 15 degrees. So if you have any planets, especially in Pisces or Virgo, you will be highly impacted by this full moon. But don't worry, I'm going to start off with describing this full moon lunar eclipse in general, and then I'm going to explain to you what it means for each and every single sign. So the most accurate is your rising sign, and you can also check your sun sign and your moon sign for more additional information. Now, before I start, just keep in mind this is a general reading. I also do personal readings. I do pre-recorded readings and face-to-face readings through Zoom. Okay, so if you're interested in that, you find my email in the description box below. But without further ado, let's have a look at the upcoming full moon total lunar eclipse, because this is going to be pretty major. And I'm quite excited for this full moon because it is supported by the planet of Jupiter. So we have this full moon in Pisces, and Pisces is all about surrendering. This is a very spiritual planet, actually, because it rules the 12th house. This is where you find completion, right? This is the last house. This is where you surrender to the divine. So if you meditate around this day, if you do any type of spiritual practice, you might be getting intuitive insights, you might be having very vivid dreams, and these could have a meaning for your life, okay? And you could be super creative as well, very creative. And especially this creativity comes from being by yourself, um, and channeling, all this creativity. It's also called flow. You can call it channeling, you can call it flow, but this is a state where you can make things that you thought, like, wow, I had no idea this is coming through me. Okay. And the more connected you are, the better work will be realized around this full moon. Okay. Full moon, well, lunar eclipses are definitely also about sudden endings, okay? And when we have an eclipse, they are close to the nodes, okay? So we have the sun in Virgo, because with the full moon, the sun is opposing the moon, right? And it's in Virgo. And the south node is cutting off. It's saying, what are you ready to let go of? And what are you ready to take with you, which are good habits, right? Talking about habits, because Virgo rules the sixth house. And this is about your day to day routines. This is, how you take care of your physical body, your eating habits, how often you work out. This is also your work, okay, and your colleagues. So if you are in a place where you're not happy, this full moon might cut it off. And with eclipses, because so often we think we can control it, or we think we can do something to prevent things from happening. But eclipses break off things that are no longer serving you, that are no longer for your highest good. So imagine you're eating too much sweets, or you're drinking too many wines, things like that, right? You could be let go of that during this full moon. And sometimes something has to happen in order for you to kind of, force you to stop that. Okay. So this is what this eclipse means. And if you look at my September video, you will see that the following eclipse is going to make a new routine. It's going to replace all these habits. But first, you kind of have to surrender and let go of something that is no longer serving you, okay? Because Virgo is very much in the mind as well and planning. So it could be that you're really into planning everything. And sometimes all you need to do in order to create space and to get the things that you want in life is just to let go. Because if you're always under tension or if you're overthinking, there's no space for new thoughts to enter. There is no space for new ideas. So here you're being forced maybe even to rest and to take it easy. Because when you are taking it easy, right? Because Pisces is all behind the scenes. Um, being by yourself, right? Not being so out and about. And when you're by yourself, you can connect with yourself better. So the things that come through you, you can feel your feelings and your emotions better. When you're with other people, you might mix them up, their feelings for your feelings, because Pisces is a very sensitive sign. Now, like I said at the beginning, Jupiter is in Cancer, exalted, direct, and it's trining the moon and it's making a sextile with the sun. So here you have the wisdom of Jupiter helping you. So a lot of people are going to get certain messages, intuitive feelings, right? Even if you feel like you're not intuitive, you will still get an idea on, what you need to do. It's going to be this urge, like, I need to do this. Or I'm just going to be bored and do nothing. I'm just going to treat myself. I'm just going to enjoy the moment. This is where this full moon can do the best for you. Okay. So if you can access your feelings, even though if it's just spending time by yourself, creating something, you can definitely get to the core of something. And then you can decide, is this something I want to continue with? Or is this something that is no longer serving you? Right. And even though we're trying to hold on to things and we can overthink, like, the sign of Virgo, that we think, like, but maybe, or maybe things are going to get better, or maybe, it's not impacting me in such a bad way. And it's now about surrender, letting go. So anything that's no longer serving you, especially regarding health, regarding work. And I got the question, but what if I already have a good diet, or I'm enjoying my work? Well, sometimes it's not really about doing something. Sometimes it's just a change of perspective as well, doing things a different way. And this might come to you through rest, right? And Jupiter is really guiding you and helping you. And it could even be that you spend time with family or you spend time in the home, right? Cancer is all about home, roots, family. And here you get this feeling of clarity. Okay, so anything that maybe was an illusion as well, right? Because Pisces can create illusions, something that, you know, is very nice that we create this illusion, but is that the reality? Okay, so you're gonna find a balance between these two sides and you're gonna let go of what is no longer good in your life. Okay. We also have Venus in Leo. So this is a very creative, expressive sign, right? It rules the fifth house. This is a beautiful day to create whatever art means for you. Could be writing, could be doing crafts, you could be building something, right? It's all creativity and people express it in different ways. Um, then we have Mars in Libra, and Mars in Libra is not the best match because Libra likes to have harmony, right? And Mars likes to go fast, wants to move forward. It's a very masculine energy. And even though Libra is also a masculine energy, these two together can disrupt a bit the harmony in a situation, okay? And then we have this Mars, we have square Jupiter. So this can cause a bit of impatience, maybe a bit of self-indulgence, so eating too much or doing something. And actually, this is where the message might come in, right? Maybe you eat so much that your stomach hurts and you're like, something needs to change, or a certain habit that gets out of hand, and you're like, you know what? This is, I no longer want to do this. I'm getting so sick and tired of doing this. I'm gonna, change it. Okay. We also have now Saturn, right, back in Pisces since the beginning of September. So here we get extra lessons as well. Like Saturn retrograde is presenting you the last lessons. Have you learned your lessons in the past, like 1 year and a half, when it comes to creativity, when it comes to your spiritual path, right? It's also your subconscious feelings. So, for example, where do addictions come from? Addictions come from certain feelings that we are trying to hide, that we don't want to face. And they often come from like a survival mode, right? When your nervous system is like shaking, and the only way to calm it down is through substances or a certain addiction. So you might really see the root cause of it and you can heal it, right? And if there's a will, you can do it. But also, eclipses are kind of like a hard teacher, okay? So you might have a will, but at the same time, there might be some forced intervention. If nothing happens, it might be just as small as you're gonna just take some rest, okay? Or you're just gonna have a creative day. It's different for everyone. So let's start now with all the signs, okay? So, oh, and also what I wanted to tell is that Uranus now just went retrograde, okay? Just went retrograde in Gemini. So here we have the first lessons, right, that we're going to internalize when it comes to Uranus. It might be an internal dynamic of thoughts that maybe create new innovations in your life. So you're going to think about stuff. Maybe you're going to write stuff down like, oh, that would be interesting. And you're just going to have this discussion with yourself on how you can add something to the society that is different from what is already offered, because Gemini rules the third house, which is communication, right? And Uranus rules the 11th house. This is about society. This is about doing something for groups, for the greater good, even, right? How can you help society by doing something that is not invented yet, or that is like more out of the box? Because we can only create a new future when we break old systems that are not working anymore, right? Um, so there we go. Let's start with all the signs. Alrighty. So first we have, let's see if everything. All right. So first we have Aries. Aries, sun, moon, and rising. For you, this full moon total lunar eclipse is going to be in your 12th house at 15 degrees, okay? And this is like a super duper dreamy time for you, okay? This is a time for you to rest, to recharge, to create. Okay, so if you have any crafts that you want to do, or you're very creative, this is the time. Doing any kind of energy healing to yourself or from other people, even like subconscious hypnosis or past life regression is really good around this time. Okay, because you might be surprised that when you look at your past, a lot of things make sense to the now and you're able to let that go, right? Then we have the sun in Virgo, right? So the North Node is in the 12th house with the moon. And this is telling you, this is a new direction you're going to go to. So some of you will have visions, intuitive insights. Your intuition is really highlighted, okay? And Jupiter's in the fourth house, supporting your moon. So it could even be that your parents or your family is supporting you or giving you really good advice that's going to help you with something. It might even be your ancestors, right, that are giving you the answers that you can heal these subconscious patterns that are going to make your health, your life healthier. I wanted to say healthier before. So the sixth house is in Virgo. This is your health habits. What can you let go of, Aries, that is no longer serving you, right? Which habits can you let go? Are you not going to the gym enough? Maybe you start walking, or even people are doing too much, right? Like too much workout that it's actually starting to go against your body. So here you're going to see maybe even your limitations, or you're getting a push towards a healthy diet. But also, if you've been working, the universe is just going to tell you through this total full moon lunar eclipse, like, be calm, sit still, don't be rushing all the time, just take a break, okay? Take it easy. Work, so you might be leaving a job, some of you are suddenly leaving a job, um changing the way you see your job, okay? There might be a new like perspective on how you're gonna work, and that could have to do with, Pisces is saying, like, surrender. Maybe you're trying so hard to get new clients, or so you're trying to make something happen, and Pisces is like, what if you just surrender? Then things can come to you as well. Like, sometimes we're trying so hard to make something happen, and that's not always the way to get the things that you want, right? We have to create space. And it it's like fighting against your body. Even if your body tells you you're tired, like, listen to that, right? Um, yeah, there could be some tension, right? Or with your partner, or have this strong desire to have a partner if you're single. Like, I really want to have a partner right now because Jupiter's in the fourth house and it's squaring the seventh, right? Mars in the seventh, or your family is telling you, like, when are you going to settle down? All these kind of things. And you feel this desire to have that if you don't have that, right? And this moon is telling you surrender. What can you change in order to be at the same frequency? Because sometimes we think, oh, we want this type of person and we want that type of person, but are you matching that frequency? Is that type of person going to be attracted to you? Because if you want a health fanatic and you love eating, lots of donuts, and you're not working out, you're probably not going to be in the same frequency as someone who's doing that. So you're going to have to match that with each other, right? And generally speaking, it could be that maybe there's some tension between your family and your partner, okay? But that could be, it's with Jupiter, so that can be easily resolved. Let me get you a soul message. So, what do you need to learn? Because we're talking about the subconscious with Pisces, right? Indecision. Look at that. So, maybe you are thinking about making a certain decision, Aries. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. And sometimes what we lack in order to make decisions is our intuition, to be calm, to contemplate, to go to the park, or, Pisces loves water, to swim, to take a bath. It's going to make us surrender so we know what decision to make. Here we go. Doubts. Like, some of you are doubting about something, right? And we have, like, Virgo with the South Node. So there might be doubts, right? Doubts about your work, doubts about your life. And it says, I release the need to know all the answers. So maybe it's time to not hold on so much to what should happen, and calm down first, sit back, create space, and let the universe show you. and you will be fully in alignment with this eclipse, okay? So that's my message for you, my amazing Aries. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to help me grow this channel and let me help more people, then subscribe to it. And also leave a comment below how this resonates with you. And if you're interested in a private session, just have a look at my website and you see the type of readings that I'm offering. So thank you so much for being here and until next time. So let's move on to Taurus. So Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. For you, we have this full moon total lunar eclipse at 15 degrees on the 7th of September in your 11th house. So this is about your friendships, your community, right? And there is a beautiful trine from this moon with Jupiter in the 3rd house. So you might have some really inspiring conversations with your friends. They might be really supporting you, or you're supporting a friend, right? You're helping them with something because Taurus, your words have so much meaning right now. Jupiter in the 3rd house makes your speech amplified, magnetic. Like people love to talk to you right now, okay? And they want to see what are you thinking? And because it is in Cancer, it's a very feeling Jupiter, right? It's like wisdom is coming through intuition, through your emotions, your feelings, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. So you're explaining true feelings. And if you are giving some kind of speech for the public, because the 11th house can definitely be the public or networking, like your words are going to stick with people. And this is going to create new opportunities for you. So if you do any type of workshops, public speaking, um, giving some classes, like people might really feel that you're changing their lives with your words, okay? Some of you are releasing a book, writing a book, and getting inspiration from being around friends or being around other people. Okay. Even though Pisces in the 11th house is not a super outgoing sign, because Pisces likes to be behind the scenes. So you like creative, artistic, and calm friends, especially if you're a Taurus rising, right? And the South Node is in the 5th house. Okay. So 5th house is romance, it is about creativity. So here you might want to let go of maybe a romantic situation that no longer serves you, right? So you're either going to continue with that, or you're just going to put a little bit less focus on that because you're focused on your communication skills, you're focused on maybe work, business. And it could even be because the South Node cuts off or brings it to the North Node, all those talents. So if you have some kind of hobby or some kind of talent, you could be a singer or an actress and you're ready to go to the stage with it, right? So you're bringing your 5th house talents and you're bringing it to the 11th house, to the stage. So maybe you want to show that to the world, what you're capable of, your creative everything. Okay. If you are pregnant, be very careful. Okay, don't make any unexpected movements because Mars is also in the 6th house and it's squaring the 3rd house. Okay, there might also be at work. Be careful that you don't say too much, speak too much. Okay, so in the public it's going to inspire people, but your words mean so much, it might trigger your colleagues. That's the area where they get a little bit triggered because maybe you're talking truth, because Jupiter likes to talk truth, okay? And that's not always sitting well with everyone, right? Like talking truth. So, yeah. Then we have Venus in the 4th house. So it's a beautiful time to spend with family, spend with your siblings, for example, your friends. It's just a really positive alignment for you now. Okay. Let me get you a card, a soul card, because we're talking about this Pisces full moon and this is about your subconscious. So let's see what is in your subconscious. Relationships. I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. So maybe you want relationship, romantic relationships, friendships, also relationships, right? You only want to surround yourself with people that are for your highest good. And we have Saturn in Pisces retrograde since the beginning of September in Pisces also. So you only want to pick people that are serving you for your higher spiritual purpose, right? And then we have health. Well, the South Node is in Virgo. So, fifth house is recreational. So you could be recreational, I don't know, having wines, or recreationally you smoke or whatever. And maybe that's something you want to stop, or you go from addiction to recreational. Okay. Because Virgo wants to let go of bad habits. Maybe you didn't have a hobby, right? And now it's time to get like a hobby, and you're going to do that with like in the sense of workshops, and you're getting to know people, and you want to spend your time more creatively. Although with Virgo in the fifth house, I know that not a lot of you will sit still in your spare time, so I'm not really worried about that with Taurus. um if you have like a 15-degree Taurus, it's going to make a trine with Virgo, right? Which is opposing Pisces. So that's going to give a huge boost and confidence that you can make things happen. Okay. So this is a beautiful alignment for you. Um, Show the world your talents and your beauty. And the South Node with the Sun is saying, do it because you want to add something to the greater good without an ego, and you can actually really excel in this time. So that's my message for you, my amazing Taurus. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. I do private readings. You find everything on my website, or you can send me an email for more information. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. And until next time, thank you, Taurus. Let's move on to Gemini. So, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon total lunar eclipse in your 10th house. Okay. So, here it's asking you to surrender to whatever it is that you're doing in the workplace. So, true surrendering, creative thoughts might be reaching you, okay? And there could even be a promotion for you. And some of you are getting a job offer that for which you have to move, because the South Node, the Sun is conjunct the South Node, cutting things off sometimes. So it could be that you are taking away from your hometown for a job, or from where you're living, and you're going to make a move for this job, or this job is asking you to travel around. Okay. And this is also about maybe less focus on the family and more focus on your work around this time. You're so creative. If you are in the public in some ways, or you have like a social media platform, or you're like a manager, you can definitely have a lot more visibility. Okay. And it can make you a bit uncomfortable. But through surrendering and even removing those blocks that were preventing you from succeeding, this could sometimes be because the fourth house in Virgo could be picky parents, right? People that were telling you it should be like this, or you should do this type of work. If they wanted you to become a lawyer, but you want to be an artist, this kind of placement, right? Especially for Gemini rising, and you want to be an artist, or you want to be in the spiritual field, or you want to be a nurse. You have to do here what is best for you. And with Pisces in the 10th house, especially if you have Pisces on the midheaven cusp, you want to do something for the greater good. Okay. So you could even give something for free in your work, and that might come back to you like tenfold. Okay. Because that's going to be really appreciated. Like 12th house is about voluntary work as well, right? And this is about the public. So yeah, maybe giving something to someone for free is going to bring back even more to you. Okay. And Saturn retrogrades Saturn went back in Pisces on the 1st of September. So it's bringing back some lessons regarding your work situation and what you need to heal, right? So you might see new perspectives as well. Like, what if I just let go and all these negative thoughts, maybe, with the South Node in Virgo, this voices of people around you, what they told you when you grew up, like you can't do this, or this is hard, or this is impossible. Is it really impossible? Or is it something that you were taught is impossible? You have to follow your desire. If that desire to do something and it's coming from the heart, because there's ego desire, we're not talking about that. We're talking about heart desire. You have to surrender. Surrender and listen to your heart. And you have to trust that what comes true is going to be beneficial. And not to forget, Jupiter is in your second house of income. Okay. So there can be a massive increase in income, especially if you're in the caring business, if you're helping people, if you're doing in the food industry, for example, or in the real estate, because this Jupiter is supporting, it's making a trine with the moon in the 10th house, right? And it's in a sextile with the 4th house. So you're going to increase your income through following your intuition. Okay. Here we go. So I'm gonna draw you this source soul cards, because Pisces has these subconscious feelings and thoughts that are hidden. So let's see what is there for you to release in order for you to become the best version of yourself. Because this full moon is a massive opportunity for you to heal. Okay. So I get guilt. Would you feel guilty towards your family, for example, if you would be successful? I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So, what is no longer assisting you? What can you let go of? Because, you know, Pisces and Virgo can both carry a lot of guilt, but now it's time to let it go and to not focus so much on perfectionism and how you should do it, because, maybe it doesn't need to be perfect. And maybe not being perfect is even better, because that's something people can relate to. If you're so perfect all the time, people look up to that, but it's not really humanly possible. Okay, we have grief here. So I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So, it could be that you suddenly have to move, or you have to let go of something, right? Maybe you have to move away from your family, and this is giving you a lot of grief. Or even going against them by doing something else is giving you grief. But sometimes we have to go through the underworld, right? We have to go through our emotions is the quickest way to healing. If we avoid healing, nothing will change because our vibration is not changing. So if we see our lessons and we break the lessons by following our heart, listening to our intuition, um, is the fastest way to heal. Okay. And there's no clock on that. There's no timing on that. You have to give yourself space and surrender to that. This is what Pisces is telling you. Like, surrender it. Like, you can't always control how you're feeling. Okay. So that's my message for you, my amazing Gemini. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. I do private readings. You can check out my website, the type of readings that I'm doing. So I would love to hear from you what your plans are. Leave some comments below. And until next time, my amazing Gemini, let's move on to Cancer. So Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I cannot describe how amazing this full moon total lunar eclipse is going to be for you in the sign of Pisces, okay? Amazing for you, especially if you have sun, moon, or rising at around 15 degrees. This full moon is going to do very beautiful things for you. Okay. Because we have, you know, the moon is in also a water sign. So you already kind of know how to surrender and how to let go of certain expectations. Okay. It's more easy for you. You are really a sign that feels. So your full moon is in the ninth house. This is about traveling. So maybe you're making a trip, right? You could even go overseas. You might be going to a retreat. Um, you might even be a teacher, and you're going to teach in a different way if you are a teacher, okay? Because we have the south node and the sun in your third house. So this is about very cerebral thoughts, right? Like organizing, planning. So whereas maybe before you were always planning things ahead, and now you're like, you know what? I'm going to teach from my feeling. I'm going to just say how I feel through your emotional and inner wisdom. Jupiter is adding so much strength to your intuition, which is going to make you a very good teacher now, a very good writer. You can write from the heart. That is going to touch a lot of people, okay? And this is also about traveling. Maybe usually you plan and you plan a lot of things, and now you're like, you know what? I'm going to book a ticket and I'll see how it goes. I'll see how it goes. You know, I'm just going to surrender to it. I'm just going to let it go and let it flow. Okay. This is the energy. New opportunities coming in for you. Okay. Because you have this magnetism around you. So if you are, you know, like I said, like a teacher, or you're on social media, or you're traveling, you're going to have such an impact on people. Okay, you can just feel very happy. Can be just as simple as that. Okay, just feeling very happy. um Let me get you a card. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, it's just such a nice placement. And yeah, you're letting go of, for example, how things should go. And Saturn now is back in Pisces retrograde since the 1st of September. So here you're going to look at spirituality, higher education. So if you want to learn yoga, or, you know, you want to learn new languages, or you want to learn about the world, you could be even a documentary maker, right? You're going to make it work now. You're going to remove the blocks that are preventing you from making that trip that you want to do, or that is preventing you from fully sharing your knowledge. Okay. Let me get you a card. I have these soul cards. I just really want to see what is in the subconscious that could be coming up, because Pisces is all about the subconscious, the unconscious, everything that's hidden in our body that we're not really seeing. So I'm getting denial. So maybe you are denying something. And I'm getting, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the inside of awareness. So, you know, denial could be like, you know, you are in this relationship or in this job, and you're like, you know what? It's not that bad. It's okay. And you're trying to make excuses for yourself. So we're in the ninth house. You're going to get an overview. So here you're going to overlook a certain situation, and you will know exactly what to do, Cancer. You're going to have this wisdom. If you can meditate, or, you know, spend time near the beach, near water, you're going to have more clearly what you are in denial about. Okay. And there's nothing to of judgment in this. No judgment. We're all in denial about something because we like fairy tales. We grew up with fairy tales, and sometimes we want things to work out the way we want, you know, situations to work out, like work or relationship or something, right? And in denial, it's at fear. So here we have fear. So it could be a fear of losing something. If I do this, I might lose that, you know? Um, I realized that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So it's about losing your fear and replacing it with love. So maybe you were fearing doing a certain study, or teaching something, learning something, diving in spiritual subject is huge for you right now, Cancer. Like you might want to know about human design, numerology, yoga, like whatever it is that you want to learn, now's the time to do that. Okay. So, yeah, that would be my message for you, my amazing Cancer. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to support my channel, subscribe to it. And also, if you would like to book a reading with me, make sure to have a look on my website. And yeah, you can contact me through email to book any type of reading. So, thank you so much for being here, Cancer. And until next time, let's continue with Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon, total lunar eclipse in your 8th house at 15 degrees in Pisces on the 7th of September. And this is in the house of joint ventures. This is about finances that come through different sources, like your partner. Okay. And you have Jupiter in the 12th house. Okay. 8th house is about death, life, death, and rebirth. Okay. So this is where you can upgrade. It's ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio has 3 levels, right? Can stay on the lower vibration and, be in vindictive and anger mode and all these things, but it can rise like a phoenix from the ashes and then can become a spiritual teacher. So, what is it that some anger maybe or something that you're holding on to, you're ready to let go of? And you know what? You're going to be so guided right now. There is so much spiritual energy around you. Jupiter is in the 12th house. You're being guided by the divine on what it is that you're ready to let go of. Okay. 12th house is also past life. So there might be some past life luck coming in, sudden money coming in for you. And this is actually when you stop focusing so much on how to make money, right? We're talking about the South Node in the 2nd house. Maybe you're thinking, like, how can I make more money? What can I do to make more money, right? And Virgo is sometimes overthinking, planning, and Pisces is like, wait a minute, maybe you should surrender. And then new opportunities can come to you, right? You can have very vivid dreams around this time that will help you pick a certain direction. Okay. If you are a healer or doing anything in the spiritual field, or you're a therapist or something like that, you might actually help a lot of people. Now, Jupiter is not very visible, right? So it might be that you help people and they might contact you, but it's not like a public recognition, but they know what you're doing for them. Like some of you will even do like something for free to help others, right? And then I'm telling you, that's never going unrecognized because there is a big force, call it God, call it the universe, call it Christ consciousness, right? Which is always seeing the good deeds that you're doing. Okay. So don't be afraid to do good deeds. It's never unnoticed. And your intuition is on point right now. You can let go of subconscious patterns regarding maybe someone supporting you. 8th house is a support from other people, right? 2nd house is you're supporting yourself. So maybe here you're going to let go of the belief that no one will support you, like people will help you. And also that you meet the right people to be vulnerable with, the right circle. Okay. Be careful with communication right now. We do have Jupiter in the 12th house, which is square Mars in the 3rd. So you might be saying things or speaking things that get people a bit out of harmony. This could be your siblings or your neighbors. So it's not necessarily that you have bad intentions. It's just that you're going to be very direct, which is going to bring people a bit off and out of balance. Okay. So let me get you a soul card because, Pisces has these subconscious beliefs. So I want to know what's in your unconscious, your subconscious, and what wants to get out through these cards for Leo. Okay. Let's go. Wow, look at that. Success. I know that there is no greater goal than love. And the other card is love. I cannot believe that. Love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things, right? And the eighth house is taboos as well, right? And when you see the love and the good in everyone, and I'm not saying lift your boundaries and let people walk all over you, definitely not. But if you see the good in everything and also situations, like even the worst people that come in your life, because the eighth house can bring in toxic people, for example. If you see them and recognize them and you see the lesson that they brought you, you can let them go in love. It's so much easier to do that, right? You also have Venus in your sign, right, at 15 degrees. So around 15 degrees, if you have Leo, Sun, and Rising, you're going to have this magnetism, creativity, right? You could be bringing messages to the outside world that are hidden. So if you're a channeler, you could get information from the other side and you can bring it forward, and the people that will read it are ready for that because eighth house is taboo. Not everyone is ready to hear your investigations and the things that you have researched. Okay. So find the right crowd, the right place to share that, right? But you have such an amazing time to spiritually awaken. So yeah, do your meditations if that's something you're into, or if you're a healer. Yeah, you have a massive impact now. So yeah, that's my message for you, my amazing Leo. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to support my channel, help me grow, subscribe to it, leave a comment how this resonates with you. I do private readings. You find my website and my email in the description box below. So thank you so much, Leo, and until next time. So let's move on to Virgo. So Virgo, Sun and Rising, this full moon total lunar eclipse in Pisces is going to obviously very highly impact you because it's on the same axis and the moon is in opposition with the sun. So especially if you have if you have this sun, moon, and rising around 15 degrees, you're going to be highly impacted. Okay. And this moon is going to be in your seventh house of partnerships. And Saturn moved retrograde in Pisces at the beginning of the month. So you have a massive opportunity to heal the unconscious and subconscious blocks related to love. So if you're single, you're going to know what is holding you back. Maybe you find the key. Why can't you find love? Or why am I attracted to the wrong people? And the key will be open. The treasure will open to you. Okay. And you could even find someone new around this time. This could be a destined time. Jupiter in the 11th house is supporting this moon in Pisces with a trine. So this person can come to your network. Okay. It could be your friends that are going to set you up on a date with someone or introduce you with someone, or just simply by being in your network or around your friends, you might meet someone new. Now, if you're not meeting someone, it's just because you're still on the way and the timing is just not there yet. Okay. But you can get a lot of answers right now to remove the blocks to make you ready for that person. And if you're already in a relationship, there will be some hiccups coming up that you can heal to really surrender into your partner, because with Neptune ruling the seventh house, because Pisces is in your seventh house, right? You want this utopian, very spiritual love, so you need to pick someone that you can really feel safe with. Okay. um if your partner has any issues like addiction issues or things like that, that could be resolved right now. Okay. Your partner might be working on that. And yeah, there might be a change in dynamics here, okay? So it's not the idea that you lose yourself in a relationship. Here, you're going to bring your inner strength to be the support to your partner. So maybe you need to support your partner right now. But don't forget that you should not lose yourself, okay? Don't lose yourself in the process. And your friends are really key now. Friends and family, because for you, your family could be your friends, for Virgo risings especially. Let me get you a subconscious card, because Pisces is all about what is hidden. Let me see their cards, some soul lessons coming up for you. Okay, I'm getting health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. So you have Virgo in the first house. So this is your identity, your physical body. So maybe it's time to let go of certain habits that are no longer serving you, right? Or even the habit of trying to be so perfect, trying to have the perfect body, being so hard on yourself. Like maybe your partner says you're just good as you are, or the outside world sees you as very beautiful or very handsome. So there's no need to be so strict on yourself, okay? Because Virgo can be very hard on themselves. And then I have here happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. So sometimes we just have to surrender and to allow happiness to come to you, right? Instead of trying to chase happiness, I'm happy when I have the perfect body. I'm happy when I have the perfect relationship. I'm happy, blah, 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 blah. But the best way to become happy, right, is to accept yourself. And if some bad habits need to be removed, you'll know these are realistic goals, right? But what is it to be the skinniest and, to have zero wrinkles or whatever, if life is just temporary. And if you see it from a higher perspective, you don't need to chase all these fulfillments and you can just surrender, and your body will tell you intuitively what it needs when you're full, when you're not full. And this will be when your emotions and subconscious feelings of trauma and all these things that make you want to do certain things, being hard on yourself or, overeating. Both extremes have to do with your subconscious, with your unconscious feelings. So yeah, they might be revealed now so you can love yourself more, so you can surrender into partnerships with the right person, right? Because Pisces can idealize the right partner, but you still need to have the right boundaries to get to know someone before you commit. Don't commit too fast, okay? So that's my message for you, my amazing Virgo. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to support me and help me spread the message wide and out, subscribe to my channel. And also I do private readings. You can check out my website for the type of readings that I'm doing. So I really appreciate you, Virgo. I'm wishing you all the best. And until next time, thank you so much. Let's move on now to Libra. So for my lovely Libras, Sun, Moon, and Rising, for you, we have this full moon total lunar eclipse on the 7th of September at 15 degrees in your 6th house. And, it's opposing the sun in your 12th house. You have the signs swapped, okay? Original house of the 6th house is Virgo, and original house of the 12th house is Pisces. So you have to merge both, right, into balance. So what is happening here is that Virgo in the 12th house is saying, you have to remove either resting too much, procrastination in work, um, but also removing overthinking, working too hard, right? And this is what happens sometimes with you, Libra, is that you're represented by the scales. So if you work too much, out of balance. If you work not enough, out of balance. What you're here to learn is to combine both, to know when to rest and to know when to work. Okay. And also with diet, that you're not doing very strict diet, you're out of balance, you see? Or, letting go and keep going up and down with that. So for you, it's the best to have a steady diet, steady resting, then you're creating harmony. And that's the harmony you really, really want. Okay. And besides that, Jupiter is in the 10th house. Okay. So career is amazing for you. Jupiter is trining your moon in the 6th house. So it could be that you have this great new idea that people are appreciating you for. If you want a new job, it could be a new job. It could even be letting go of a job. So you start your own business. Okay. Because Jupiter can do many things. And sometimes people think that Jupiter just gives, and it does. But if there's still something there that no longer serves you, like you're still in a job that doesn't suit you, it needs to cut off the uncomfortable. I'm going to cut this job off. This is not good for you. I'm giving you the wisdom to start something that is better for you. This happened to me, in my last job. I was let go of, and I knew that was better for me. And it took me 6 months to start my business and to have any type of clients. I was so nervous. And I had Jupiter back then, not in the 10th house, but in the first house. Okay. And it took 6 months, but really, after that, I saw how Jupiter worked, right? It removes things so you can gain knowledge and you can, through experience, gain wisdom because it is the planet of wisdom, and then share that in your job. Okay, so some of you will start a new business. You're letting go of subconscious feelings that are holding you back, like have what belief systems you have subconsciously that are telling you that you're not good enough, that you're not able to do that job. Venus is in your 11th house, right? Very expressive energy. So if you're in the public, if you're doing social media, I mean, you will have great visibility, okay? But your diet has to be supportive of the routines that you're creating. Mars is in your first house, okay? So you will have a lot of energy, but watch out for excess, not working too much, because Mars is in a square with Jupiter. So you would be so excited to do your work that you forget to stop. I need to have a break. Like, you know, give yourself a break when you need to, but creative new ideas and staying in balance with diet and let go of thoughts that are blocking you from actually achieving the things that you want. Okay, it's also a time for you to have fun, surrender. Sometimes when we're so focused on what you need to achieve, it's the road for you. So Pisces is like, surrender, have fun, enjoy, be creative. And then you're going to feel better. When you feel better, your work is getting better. Okay. Pisces wants to be united with the universe. So even if you do like certain spiritual routines, meditation, it's going to make a huge difference for you. Your spiritual routines are bringing in better jobs for you. Let me see some soul cards for you to see what's in the subconscious. Okay, here we go. So we have abundance. Okay, so we have abundance. Beautiful card. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So you have the planets behind you, and now you can receive the abundance, right? And the south node is cutting off the sun. So without ego, selfless service, and a desire to achieve something, you can have a lot of abundance right now, Libra. Things can go really well for you. Okay. So, especially if you're in any type of nurturing job, right? Working online, even because we have Uranus in the 9th house. Yeah, something people who work in science, real estate, doctors, nurses, people with restaurants, growth, growth, growth. Because look at that, we have growth. I want to expand my consciousness and awareness. So, by spreading your consciousness and awareness, you're literally attracting a job that is better suiting for you. If you're already in that job, you're just going to get a lot more appreciation, and you could even get a promotion or just, like I said, like more appreciation from your boss, your colleagues, or you could even start your own company. Okay. So, This is my message for you, my amazing Libra. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to help my channel, if you want to support me, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment. And, I also do private readings. You can check out my website or send me an email. And all the best to you, my Libra. And until next time. So let's move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. So this is an amazing time for you, Scorpio rising. I'm just going to tell you because, especially if you have a 15-degree sun, moon, and rising, or around 15 degrees, 5-degree down, 5-degree up, okay, 20 degrees or 10 degrees. I'm going to explain to you why. Because this full moon, total lunar eclipse in Pisces at 15 degrees, is going to trine your sun, moon, and rising, and is going to trine your Jupiter. We have a grand trine of water, very spiritual, super creative, very magnetic. Your body, it's gonna bring forward a certain wisdom. Like if you're a teacher, you can make such an impact right now with Jupiter in the 9th house, the creativity of the moon in the 5th house, and the positivity of your ascendant. Okay. So, or your sun, moon, and rising, even, right? You're gonna shine, and it comes from feeling. Okay. So the better you feel, the more you meditate, the more you even spend time in water, okay? The more you have to share. If you're studying, you could be like studying with you could be, finishing it up with amazing grades. If you want to be any kind of teacher, or you are already a teacher, you can have a massive impact. For some of you, it's traveling. You want to travel and go to different places. Beautiful time. The only thing is that Mars is in the 12th house, okay? So listen to your body. Don't do too much because Mars in the 12th house is letting you know that you need to rest. Don't do too much, right? And there might be some frustrations. Other people won't see that because also Venus is in the 10th house. So if you're launching something new, you're launching a book or like some kind of a research paper or some class, online class, like people are going to be really like in awe with what you have to share. Okay. On the other hand, we have, the South Node in Virgo in your 11th house. So some of you are more distant from your friends and even might cut off a friend, letting go of a friend, okay? That is maybe no longer serving you because the sun is going to be detached from the South Node. And the sun is like, anyone who has a big ego or is not helping you on your spiritual journey, on your hobbies, which are in the 5th house, and supporting your romantic partner, for example, supporting your kids. And, I'm not saying that your friends need to be perfect and need to support you in all kinds of things, but anyone who's not really good for you might be let go of, or it's just you being so busy traveling, being in your own cocoon, doing your own stuff that people don't see you as much. Okay. You're gonna be like, oh, what is Scorpio doing? Like, and you're just working on your skills, like whatever creative talents you have. Wow, you have a beautiful way to share that, and you can teach your talents as well. Let me see now. Because Pisces is subconscious, unconscious, all feelings hidden. Let's get some soul cards to see what is more there. All right. Okay, so I got 3 even. All right. Envy. So some of you might be receiving some envy or looking at your chart. I don't think it's you who's envying anyone, okay? Because Mars is in the 12th house. This is secret envy. Okay, Pluto in the 4th could be related to family, even. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges, and this is so difficult to understand, right? That we all have our struggles, and I'm doing astrology long enough with so many people, and no one is perfect. No one has the perfect life, right? Do some people have better lives than others? Yes, that's according to the karmic sheet. So Some people have it harder than others, but if you're here on this channel, you're already working on yourself and you are working on becoming a better version. So it's not impossible to rise in life, even if your chart is very hard, okay? So there's no need to envy others or for others to envy you because they don't know what's happening behind the scenes, right? Like they just see the outside output and not how much hard work you're doing. And, you know, Scorpio, you're quite shielded. So people don't really see the real you, so they don't really see what's happening. Maybe you need to speak about it sometimes, you know, about your weakness or how you are fighting for something, right? You can't always shield yourself. And there will always be people triggered. It will always happen. Because love, look at that, love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So whether it's you or whether it's someone that, because you have a great alignment right now, things are going really well for you. And it's hard for people to see. Maybe you have a really good, nice partner, or you have a nice job, or you have it all. And that's really hard to see for other people. But they didn't know the process that you had to take to get there, right? Success. I know that there is no greater goal than love. So success is actually self-love. Because with self-love, work is going to get better, your friend groups are going to be better, you know? And with self-love, you're not going to accept just everything. You will have better boundaries because you love yourself. So in some ways, yeah, you will be shown the friends that maybe haven't the best interest in you. You know, this could even be someone traveling to you because we have Mars in the square with Jupiter, or this could be, you know, someone behind the scenes that even an ex, because we're having Mars in Libra here, someone from the past that is like, ooh, okay, he or she's doing a lot better. And, you know, this person will also have their time. It's always hard to see other people's happy when you're at your lowest, but it is the strongest soul that is going to appreciate other people's happiness, even though it's not shown in their life yet. Okay. Yet. Anyways, creativity, hobbies, work on your skills, practice, 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 become better. And maybe if you want to share it with the world, it has to be of service. Okay, this is the only way how you can get attention with the work that you're doing. If you're in the public or if you're out there, true selfless service, no ego, because the no will cut it off. And yeah, some people will be revealed around this time when they're coming so much from the ego. Okay, so best is to have selfless service, do something that makes the world better, come from the heart. Fifth house is like, you know, I'm coming from the heart, from your intuition, to share those skills with others because it's so natural and flowy to you. Ground, trine, and water, it needs to flow. Okay, then you will know exactly what your purpose is, and a purpose doesn't have to be a specific thing. Okay, it will, when your life flows, that's your purpose, that's all. So that's my message for you, my lovely, lovely Scorpio. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to help me grow this channel, subscribe to it. And I do private readings. You can check out my website with the different readings that I'm doing. You can send me an email for more information. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. And until next time, let's move on to Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius, Sun and Rising, we have this full moon total lunar eclipse in your fourth house. So, this has to do with your family, your roots, where you come from, and how secure you are within yourself. So, this is also about your own inner fulfillment. Okay. And this moon in the fourth house is supported by Jupiter in the eighth house. So you can heal family dynamics massively, okay? So Saturn just moved back in the sign of Pisces now, showing you subconscious blocks within the family that now you can heal. So, you know, you feel more secure within yourself because Jupiter in Cancer wants to feel secure, right? Cancer rules the fourth house. And we have now the Pisces in the fourth house, this full moon lunar eclipse. So what makes you feel unsafe, unstable? You can get to know that now, right? And you have the South Node and Mercury and the Sun in your 10th house. So here, some people who have work that is very ego based, and it might be even you who's tired of that, right? So selfless work is going to be very rewarded, okay? But if it's very ego based, it might be cut off, and you will start to flow towards something that is closer to your heart, to your inner knowing, your inner happiness, right? The North Node in the fourth house is like, what do you really, really want to do? Okay. And I'm a Scorpio rising, but I do have Saturn, the North Node, and all these things in my fourth house. And what happened is that I quit. I had a marketing agency. I quit that because I felt it was no longer in alignment with what my heart wanted. And I actually decided to do astrology full time. A big risk, but I knew that's what I had to do. So this situation, right, is very prominent for you right now, Sagittarius. So you're going to let go of things that no longer serve you. And you could be getting to know that through, for example, traveling, because Venus is now in your ninth house. So some of you are going on a trip, you're going to go away, and this trip is going to give you a lot of answers. Okay. Successful loans to a house, successful if you want to buy a house, you might be getting a loan. Just make sure that you read all the details very carefully. Okay. An inheritance coming in for some of you. Um, Spending time with family and healing your patterns. Like you will be shown the patterns in your family that maybe you carry as well, and how you can break them. There's so much knowledge there in the eighth house, like especially if you're a healer or you're a therapist, you could also have a very insane impact on people right now, okay, on how they can break their cycles. And also, you will get even help from ancestors to break certain cycles. So you have a more clean slate to feel safe within yourself. And when you're safe within yourself, so the base, fourth house, root chakra needs to be secure. That first. You cannot build on a weak base. So first your base is becoming strong now, and then the rest can build on it, right? Build on it. We go to the 10th house. The 10th house is so much stronger if you're secure within, right? So if you build that security and you're feeling spiritually strong, right? And confidence is not always about outward confidence. Confidence is felt within. And this is what you're building right now, Sag. Um, it is good because Mars is in the 11th house in Libra. So there might be some disharmony with friends. It's best to not tell people about certain loans, about certain, money that you're getting. You could be getting money back from like an insurance, or, even certain bills of the house that went wrong, and money that you're getting back. Could be getting money back from like a court case, different things. But be careful what you share with friends. Let me see and draw you a card, because Pisces is the subconscious, unconscious, everything invisible. I want to get you a soul card to see what is still hidden there. What can you remove? Regret. Some of you, Sag, you might be feeling some regret. Okay. It could have been a path that you chose. I know that I cannot change the past. That's crazy. I channeled the thing and I read it here. Regret of some path you took that maybe you thought wasn't for you, but actually it had to happen to get you where you are now. And that you need to take into account that sometimes we're being brought to a path that we think we should have taken earlier, but it couldn't have been the right timing yet. Something had to happen first, in order for you to get there. So don't feel guilty about it. I'm getting death. And now I'm not saying this is literal death, right? Like even in the tarot card, we have the death card. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. So some of you are being let go of a job, or you're going to let go of a job yourself, or you're going to let go of an old dynamic that you used to carry. So letting go of certain belief systems that are no longer serving you. But you are in a cycle, massive cycle of change. Even the way you show yourself in the public is going to change. When you change within, you will see positive results on the outside. So work on your inside right now, what you feel on the inside, and you will actually be so appreciated for it, right? The realness in you is going to be appreciated. And this is the ultimate test of this full moon. So that's my message for you, my amazing Sag. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. You help me grow this channel. And I do private readings. You can check out my website or send me an email. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. And until next time. So let's move on now to Capricorn. So Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. For you, we have this full moon total lunar eclipse at 15 degrees on the 7th of September in your third house, okay? And this beautiful alignment in the third house is supported by Jupiter in the seventh. So some of you Capricorns are going to go on a holiday with a partner, and some of you are going on a holiday and you will meet a partner. And this could even be someone from the past for some of you, okay? We also have the South Node and the Sun together, okay? So the South Node only brings back people from the past or a past life. And there could be some unresolved stuff. Most likely not negative things, because Jupiter is in a beautiful alignment with this eclipse, okay? So traveling is on the cards. And for you as well, studying. So if you want to study something new, and maybe you're finding new ways of studying, okay? Instead of like maybe repeating and very mind-based studying, you're going to work with more creative ways to study. So this could be through colors, because we're looking at Pisces here in the third house, and sometimes we have to give ourselves a break, because if we give ourselves a break, it's going to be easier to remember things. And Pisces is water. Water holds memory. So you can even remember things through your body, through holding on to information. And it can also be held on to through creativity. Okay, new ways of communication. Maybe you found a new way on how to communicate and how to express yourself, and you're not going to be so prepared anymore. Like maybe before you were like, always prepared, and having all these notes what you want to say, and now you're going to just study what you need to study, and you're going to spread the words in a more fluent way. You're going to let it flow. And if you're in sales, for example, or you are in a communication job, you're going to just feel the words coming through you instead of overthinking it sometimes and really thinking, oh, it needs to be perfect. So you're going to let go of the perfect ways of forming words, emails, even in the job. And this could also be something to remove the blocks that, prevented you from communicating in a more coherent way. So you're going to merge intellect with your intuition. And when you have those two together, you have a better way of communicating your thoughts, a better way of teaching, writing, whatever you're writing, and also subconscious thoughts or perceptions that you have with siblings might be coming up. So you can change the situation. Maybe things will become clear, right? Sometimes we don't understand that other people are suffering just like us, or we have different ways of communicating. So this might come up for you to understand, better. Maybe your partner is gifting you a new car, or you're buying a new car. We still have Mercury, we still have Saturn retrograde, so double check everything. If it's a new car, it might be literally getting a car fixed successfully, or any type of motorcycle. Be careful with oversharing in the workplace, because Mars is in the 10th house and it's squaring Jupiter. So this is a bit of excess, and you might be sharing too much about your partner, or too much to your partner about work. And yeah, find the balance there. Let me get you some cards, because Pisces is about the subconscious, the unconscious, like everything that you can't really see that is hidden in your body, which will be presented to you during this eclipse. Failure. Okay. Some of you suffer maybe from a fear of failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So you are understanding that maybe something had to fail in order for you to optimize it and to do even better. Sometimes we have to fail to see what doesn't work. And what is a good teacher? A good teacher can teach the things that don't work as well. And maybe the second time you try, if you have to do an exam again, or a certain report or a dissertation or whatever it is that you're doing, the second time you might be seeing things that you didn't see the first time. And you might pass with, amazing grades. Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. So whatever your fear is, and whatever I'm also getting like travel. So some of you Capricorn are also traveling, and you're now surrendering to, I don't need to plan this day trip. I don't need to plan this weekend. I just want to surrender. Okay. You're going to have the courage to do the study you want, to surrender to whatever is going to happen. Maybe you don't need to plan every detail, right? Envy and regret. Okay. So envy is what happens when you think, or someone else thinks, that other people have more than others. Why do they have this? I wish I had that. Okay. And especially maybe you're meeting someone new because of Jupiter in the 7th house, and people might be feel some envy, okay, about that. But actually, everyone has their own timing for certain things, okay? And I'm getting regret as well. So you could regret certain envy, or someone else is regretting it. So it could be actually that people are coming back to you with a certain regret. I know I cannot change the past. Okay, so you're letting go of certain um blocks, feelings, regrets, right? I should have done this. Maybe even for some of you, you let go of a marriage, or you let go of a partner, and you don't know what's still coming. Like for some of you, there's definitely a new partner on the horizon. So don't regret. People who were meant to go, they go anyways. There's nothing you can do to prevent people from leaving you. That was already meant to happen. And that makes space for someone else to come in. So don't regret changing jobs or missing out on something. The right time will come for you, right? And if you are looking for love, that time is definitely now. Okay. So keep your eyes open, especially around this eclipse. It could even happen on a trip for you, or in a class. So you can definitely meet someone around this time. Okay. So that's my message for you, my amazing Capricorn. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, thank you so much. Let's move on to Aquarius. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon total lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces. And this will happen on the 7th of September at 15 degrees. So second house is about your value, how you value yourself, your possessions, and how much money you're earning. And it's together in astrology, because how you value yourself is how much you get paid very often, right? So Saturn is dipping its toes back for a little bit in the sign of Pisces in the second house. and checking in if you learned your lesson regarding money. This could be regarding spending too much, maybe spending too little. Although with Pisces in the second house, there's more often a tendency to overspend, and especially regarding emotions. And it is supported by Jupiter in the sixth house. So actually, you might be earning more money. So you're spending more. But Saturn is there like, wait a minute, if you earn more, be careful that you don't spend more as well. Okay. That you have a good management of your finances. Some of you are letting go of leaning on a partner, a business partner for money. You might say, I want to make my own money now. And you're going to be fully supported for that. Okay. Yeah, you could want to be more independent. And you do have Venus in the seventh house, also a very romantic placement. Okay. And the relationship can be totally fine, but you just feel like, I need to have my own thing. Or if you're in a business partnership, it's not that you separate. It could just be that you feel like you need to have your own segment or your own thing to focus on, and not like do everything together. Okay. And it could be that even a loan might be rejected. And this loan is rejected because you're being forced to make your own money, okay? To rely on yourself. You can be supported, but financially, you want to rely on yourself. It's also good news about any health situation. So if you waited for some kind of result regarding health, um, there could be good results there, but be aware of self-indulgence, not eating too much. Okay. Some of you are traveling with Mars in the ninth house and it's squaring Jupiter in the sixth. Could be that you're eating too much. Okay, so keep it on the downside because you might be coming back a little bit heavier. But yeah, work is getting better. You're feeling good. Travel is also good, but yeah, be careful with not overdoing stuff, doing too many sports, and create a bit of harmony, right? Bit of action and a bit of rest between the two. Let me get you a card. Because Pisces is all about your subconscious, what is hidden. We're going to see what is hidden, what you can focus on, or what will be revealed around this eclipse, right? All right, we have doubt. So maybe you're doubting about a certain decision. Is that the right decision? I release the need to know all the answers. And that's very prominent to actually Virgo. Virgo in your eighth house is maybe always looking at, am I making the right choice? Am I making the right choice? This is also about cycles, right? So you're maybe obsessed with, getting the answers through astrology or through cards, and you want to know the answers, or doing research and trying to know everything, and it's still going wrong because the universe is telling you, you know what? Sometimes get the knowledge, so use the Mercury of Virgo, but also let go. Don't focus too much on the bad, focus also on the good stuff that are happening. And sometimes by being calm and meditating, you can actually get a lot of stuff resolved. A lot of stuff resolved, okay? And you're able to let go of patterns massively right now, okay? Old patterns that are no longer serving you, that are blocking your money inflow, you can release that now. And then I'm getting peace. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. So knowing that you don't know everything, nobody knows. I don't know everything. Nobody does. If people say they do, they're, I don't know. People who say they have all the answers, I usually don't trust. Because we don't know all the answers, right? There's things we don't know. There's things we will never know. And that's the mystery of life. And that's what we have to surrender to, right? Surrender to the mysteries of life. That's what the South Node and the Sun in Virgo is telling you. Sometimes we don't need to know all the answers. And we can just let go and let the universe present new money opportunities for you, new clients to you. We don't know how, we don't know when, but it's about letting it happen exactly the right time. So that's my message for you, my amazing, amazing Aquarius. If you want to help me grow this channel, subscribe to it, and also leave a comment below how it is resonates with you. And until next time, thank you so much. Let's move on to Pisces. So Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon, total lunar eclipse in your first house, okay, at 15 degrees. Okay, sorry, I've been talking for quite some time. I get so excited for your sign that I'm almost choking myself. So let's not do that. Okay. Focused. Let's do it again. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon, total lunar eclipse in your first house at 15 degrees. So if you're Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising with 15 degrees or 5 degrees less or more, so 10 or 20 degrees, you will be highly, highly impacted, okay? And this full moon is supported by Jupiter in the fifth house. So you might be feeling super creative right now, right? Sharing your creativity. And this could have to do with you being more independent. The North Node is pulling you more towards independence and away. Like some of you will see a breakup, or your partner is not going to be number one priority right now. Okay. And if your partner is totally fine with that, because if you're in a healthy relationship, you understand that sometimes you need a bit more space than other times. But, you know, if you're in a relationship, you're going to focus on your own creativity right now. Okay. And even, you know, because Jupiter is supporting romance here, having romantic times doesn't mean you're not working on yourself. So you might be doing a lot of self-help work, reading self-help books, and just becoming the best version of yourself through creativity and creative skills. You might be learning something new or taking a complete different path. So either you let a partner go, and if a partner comes in around this time, this is usually someone from a past life or from the past, but it has to be someone that's going to be okay with you focusing on you right now, maybe on your spiritual path, right? On your spiritual journey. You might feel very strong intuitive urges on which road to take and where to go exactly. Okay. Some of you are literally pregnant. Okay. So less attention to the partner, especially in the later stages, because you're focused on birthing a child. Okay. Same with projects. It's also birthing a child. So it's just that, you know, it doesn't have to harm your relationship. So don't worry. The eclipse only removes what is really not serving you for your highest good. So it's almost always, you know, in your heart when someone is not matching with you. And the eclipse is just doing the work for you. But something that is solid, something that is stable, something that's amazing will not be cut off. Okay. So you don't have to worry about that. Something so solid. Jupiter in the fifth house. So spending time with your children might give you so much inspiration. Okay. They might even give you answers. They are your teachers right now. So listen to your kids. Just make sure you don't go into excess of spending money on kids, excess in too much sexual stuff, and going away from what you need to do, because we have Mars in the eighth house squaring Jupiter in the fifth. So if you're too focused on, you know, who's going to give you short-term satisfaction instead of long-term commitment, you might be missing out on the person that is actually there for you, or you might miss who's right for you, right? Like sometimes we project this desire because we think, oh, this is so intense and this feels so good. But, you know, we go way too fast and we don't have an overview on what exactly is this person like. Do we have a match? Do we feel like we even match, right? Because your sign with the moon might exaggerate your emotions and your feelings. So if you're starting to project feelings on someone, you might miss what they are actually like, okay? And who is actually right for you. Yeah, some of you are letting go of someone and meeting someone new. So there's a lot going on in relationships, and you're going to think about what it is that you need to feel fully fulfilled, okay? Be careful of projections. Whatever you've projected will come to the surface, okay? Let's get you some cards as well, um, to see more about the subconscious beliefs that are there. Wow. I'm getting surrender. Well, your sign is all about surrender. I can release my need to control. So Virgo is in the seventh house. So it could be like trying to project this like perfect partner. He needs to have this type of muscles and this type of eyes, and he needs to be high performance, or she needs to be very slim and, have lots of money. There's impossible things that maybe are possible, but is that even your type? Like sometimes we confuse idealism with our type. So surrender and see what the universe presents to you. What is your ideal type, right? What is best for you? Happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. So are you feeling happy with someone, right? And I'm not feeling like intensity and obsession. No, calm, peaceful, happy. That's the right way to feel. Otherwise we're trying to control and trying to, make someone do what we want them to do, right? I'm getting empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of the situation. So you need someone with empathy that's gonna accept you for who you are. Okay, we have Venus in the sixth house, also very good for work. You might have such great creativity right now, and you might be really appreciated for that at work. And some of you might even get a new pet right now. Get a new pet. Maybe the pet comes with the boyfriend or girlfriend, right? Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. I feel like, because Virgo is in the seventh house, Virgos can be picky. I'm a Virgo, so I'm not afraid to admit it. But yeah, be careful with someone that's always too picky on you. And yeah, or not being strict with yourself. Okay, I should have done this. I should have said that. No judgment from other people or yourself. Like people are always picking on you. It's not good. Like you have to be able to be yourself fully. So if you had an ex that was very picky on you, that's not a good thing. Because, we can improve people and we can make people better, but always having someone that is picky on you, that's not love, right? Love is I accept you in every shape, every form, all these things, and not like, oh, I wish you would wear this shoes or this shirt. And yeah, that's not love. Like someone can say their preference, but not all the time the judgment, okay? That's crazy. I had to get another card. Acceptance. You are working on self-love, acceptance, the way you look, the way you are, Pisces. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Self-acceptance is major. And once you accept yourself, it's also easier if you have some traits that, are not right, So if you're connected to your heart, to your self-love, it's so easy to change. Nobody has to say anything. It will be a self-guided change that you want to do, a positive change, okay? So let this full moon guide you towards being the best version of yourself, because honestly, this is an amazing time for you. You can really go into a complete different direction that's going to bring you to the best version of you. So allow that to happen. Don't try to control the outcome. Let it happen to you, because you deserve love. And I'm sending you so many blessings. If you want to help me grow this channel, subscribe to it. And also I do private readings. You find my email in the description box below. And until next time, thank you so much, Pisces. All the best.